Mumbai's air quality is getting worse day by day. This week, AQI levels have slipped into the unhealthy range of around 160 to 180, with PM 2.5 rising dangerously in areas like Bandra Kurla complex and other construction-heavy zones. This is a sharp jump from the moderate levels of 105 to 138 seen earlier in December. So the big question is, who is responsible? Is the BMC to blame for this worsening air? And if not, why has there been complete inaction on its own pollution control rules? With thousands of BMC approved construction sites, from metro lines to coastal road projects, throwing dust into the air, along with poor waste handling, it's no surprise that people are struggling to breathe. And that's exactly why the Bombay High Court stepped in. On December 22nd, the court summoned BMC Commissioner Bhushan Gagrani and the MPCB's member secretary to appear personally and explain the situation. But do you know what the court-appointed team actually found while inspecting 36 to 44 sites? Why did it describe the situation as absolute non-compliance? And what happens next if BMC fails to defend itself? Hello, I'm Khatija and you're watching Lokmat Times. In this video, we are breaking down the Bombay High Court's explosive order against the BMC and the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board over Mumbai's worsening air quality. We explain why there was no action despite clear 28-point guidelines, who is really responsible for the AQI crisis, and what it means for people like us breathing this dust every day. But before we begin, do subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. See, Mumbai's air quality has rapidly slipped into the unhealthy zone. On December 23 and 24, the real-time AQI stood at 166 with PM 2.5 levels at 79 micrograms per cubic meter, far above the WHO's safe limit of 15. Early morning saw peaks touching 183, especially in suburbs like Malad and Borivali, where construction dust dominates. Experts directly link this pollution to BMC-monitored mega projects over 5,000 construction sites, including Metro 3, coastal road work, bridges and slum rehabilitation projects, are releasing unchecked PM 2.5 due to dry debris, open demolition and road sweeping without water. Add vehicle emissions and winter air stagnation, and it's no surprise respiratory cases are rising. Earlier this month, the BMC claimed air quality had improved, with AQI levels between 105 and 138 compared to last year's 158 to 167, crediting misting and cleaner fuels for bakeries. But recent spikes show these steps were reactive, not sustained control. Despite having a plan, the BMC avoided implementing full GRAP4 reactions, including construction halts. On December 22, 2025, the Bombay High Court Division Bench, led by Chief Justice Sri Chandrasekhar and Justice Gautam Ankhar, lost patience while hearing a suo motu PIL on air pollution. The court summoned BMC Commissioner Bhushan Gagrani and the MPCB member secretary to appear personally at the next hearing, likely on December 4 onwards. The judges said top official must personally explain departmental inaction and cannot hide behind junior officers, relying on a High Court appointed 5-member panel's report. The court noted absolute non-complaints with BMC's 28 to 29 points SOP and MPCB circulars. The court said this failure violates the Article 21 right to clean air and remarked the authorities only wake up after court orders or temporary AQI improvement. Time-bound action plans were demanded with a clear warning that no one would go scot-free. The panel inspected 36 to 44 major construction, demolition, road and infrastructure sites across Mumbai and Navi Mumbai. What it found was alarming: complete lack of monitoring and only cosmetic reactive action. Basic measures were missing: no barricades, uncovered debris, dry sweeping that spreads dust, irregular water sprinkling, and smoke guns appearing only after court pressure. Waste transport remained poorly covered, and one of the worst examples was the Bandra East Government Colony demolition for the new High Court complex, where gas cutters were used openly without AQI monitors or fire safety measures, risking pollution and fire hazards. The panel clearly stated absolute non-compliance. The BMC and MPCB failed to enforce their own dust control rules, such as metal fencing, green covers, wetting debris, and installing site sensors, despite 56 53 stop work notices already issued in areas like Malad and Mazgaon. The BMC issued its 28-point guidelines in October 2024 and updated them in December 2025 after festivals. These includes mandatory misting, road washing, cleaner fuels for crematoria and bakeries, electric buses, scientific debris handling, and GRAP4 triggers like stopping constructions when AQI crosses 200. The MPCB also issued emission control circulars, yet the panel called this a miserable failure. Flying squads exist on paper. 18 out of 20 metro sites showed violations. Rupees 64 crore in fines from road contractors remain unrecovered. And garbage burning continues unchecked. The BMC says it issued 59 notices in November, but the High Court found this grossly insufficient, asking why no proactive system exists for over 5,000 sites. So, is the BMC responsible for Mumbai's worsening AQI? Partly, yes. IIT Bombay experts say construction dust from BMC-approved projects is a major contributor along with vehicles. But the core issue is inaction if guidelines exist. Why did the High Court's own panel find absolute non-compliance? Groups like Praja Foundation note pollution complaints have surged 305 to 334% over 5 years under administrator rule, with no elected mayor since 2022, weakening enforcement and public trust. While the BMC blames winter conditions, the High Court rejected this, demanding concrete plans, joint audits, and strict accountability, warning Mumbai could face a Delhi-like crisis. This is not the first warning. In April 2025, the court criticized the BMC for not installing pollution monitors. In November 2025, after smog pushed AQI to 239 to 308 in suburbs, the court ordered these inspection panels. With BMC election scheduled for January 15, 2026, voters will judge whether Commissioner Bhushan Gagrani's administrator-led system actually fixed Mumbai's air or only made promises. The big question now is whether authorities comply before the next hearing or face contempt. So now you do share your experiences. Does construction dust in your area choke you daily? And thank you for watching Lokmat Times. Do subscribe for more updates.